It's Q98.5's Mark Charvat on the Q98.5 St. Jude Kids Radiothon. We're talking to an incredible St. Jude success story. Rockford's very own, I call her the ultimate gymnast, our very own Kate Foster. Kate Foster, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you.
Now, for those that are not familiar with you, Kate, now, of course, everybody does. If you watch TV, they've probably seen you. If they follow the internet, they probably know what it's all about. But you're from the Rockford area, and, of course, you have a personal relationship with St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. But before we get to that, tell everybody, what is your passion in life?
So my passion is gymnastics. I started when I was 8 years old, and I've just been doing it ever since. I can't seem to get away.
It seems to be a big part of your life, but, things were going good. You were doing the whole gymnastics thing, and then you get some news, right?
Yeah. About, 6 years ago now, I got really sick, and we couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. I was having a really rough time in the gym. I was getting bruises all over, which it's gymnastics can be a rough sport. We thought that's what they were from, and I started getting little staph infections everywhere, and we just could not figure out what was wrong with me. And that's when my doctor did a blood test, and I found out that I had acute myeloid leukemia, a type of blood cancer.
When you discovered that, what happened next, Kate?
That was kind of a crazy day. I got my blood drawn, and it takes a while for them to, do the tests on it. And so I was actually at practice, and my mom showed up, and that's not really something that ever happens. So right away I knew something was wrong, and a teammate came up to me and said, "Kate, your mom says you need to go." And, I was kind of like, what in the world is happening?
Right.
And that's when I went out to my mom and my dad, and that's when they told me, and, I didn't really know what it meant. when they said you have leukemia, It didn't really, resonate with me. I had no idea what that meant.
Right.
And so we went up to UW-Madison that night. I had a bag packed for a sleepover that night. Just left right away.
Wow.
And I ended up being in the hospital for over a month. So I was in the hospital for that month during my first round of treatment. And 7 days into that treatment, I got an infection in my knee, or in my knee area. And it turned out to be necrotizing fasciitis, or gangrene, which is super serious and super deadly, of course, my luck. The doctors were able to save me. I was unconscious for 3 days on an intubator, but, I pulled through it, and the doctors were able to save my leg, minus a couple muscles. And, we just took like a week off to recover, and then started another round of treatment. So
when you went to St. Jude, give me the timetable as far as when St. Jude appeared in your regimen.
So after a couple more rounds of treatment, I actually was in remission. I was okay. I was doing great. The cancer was gone. And I was like that for about a year. And then, I just got out of the blue. We went to a doctor's appointment and just a routine checkup and found that it had come back. And that's when I went down to St. Jude.
We're talking with Rockford gymnast Kate Foster, who is a St. Jude patient. 1-800-372-4999. Again, 1-800-372-4999. 1-800-372-4999, or text WXXQ to 785-833 and click on the link to donate. Now, Kate, when you got to St. Jude, what was your impression of the place?
Yeah. So St. Jude is amazing. I mean, there's really no other way to put it. Not only were they able to give me the best treatment that they could and that I needed to survive, but they do all these little things too, like non-hospital related things. Like having a prom for the older kids, or making gingerbread houses with the little kids.
Right.
Yeah, and it just, it makes you feel like you're not so much in the hospital.
Now, how are you doing right now as far as everything physically here?
I'm doing fantastic. I am 5 years in remission, and I'm pretty sure that's cured by definition. So that's pretty great, and I'm just loving life.
Now, when we last talked to you last year at the Q98.5 St. Jude Kids Radiothon, you were thinking about college. You're in college now. Where are you attending school?
Yes, so I am at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill.
Yeah.
Pretty much the best place on earth, in my humble opinion. I just love it down here. It's great.
Now, something very interesting, and I love this because you're one who is a true Bears fan, even through this awful season we had. You're like the #1 Bears fan. Tell me about your relationship with the Chicago Bears.
Yeah. So, in May, we got a phone call from St. Jude, from their fundraising and advertising department, ALSAC. They said, hey, we have this opportunity for a patient to go to the NFL draft. Like, do you have a sports team that you really like? We'd love to, fly you out there and announce the second-round pick. And, of course, we were like, yes. There's no way you say no to that. So, yeah, I got to go to Philadelphia for the NFL draft, and I met some super amazing people, including Sam Acho and Jay Hilgenberg, and I announced the pick for Adam Shaheen. And it was just a really, really amazing experience.
Throughout the time you've been with the Bears and involved with the Bears organization, and there's something special you're doing on Sunday that the rest of us are not. What do you got planned?
Yeah, so I am going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah!
So Sam Acho was nominated for the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award, and that means that he gets 2 tickets. And, they asked me to come do an interview up there about Sam Acho, kind of. I got the impression it was kind of, talk him up for the award. And I showed up, and they surprised me with it. They said, there's no interview. You're going to the Super Bowl.
Oh, wow. Well, you're going to have so much fun. You're going to have an incredible amount of fun there, and we're all jealous of you. We're talking with Kate Foster. The number to call, by the way, 800-372-4999. You can also text WXXQ to 785-833, and make sure you click on the link to donate to St. Jude Kids. Now, I want to point out something that you did within the last year, which I think is awesome. I watched the video today. There is a video of you reading a book to yourself, or a story to, or talking to your younger self. Tell me what that's all about.
Yeah, so that was, again, something I did with the Chicago Bears. Just after the draft, they said, hey, like, we thought you were super great. We just wanted to do this piece with you. And, they came up with this amazing idea, and it turned out so great. It was so cool. I love the video. We got to go to a Bears game. It was fantastic.
We'll post that at Q985online.com. It is so good. If you have a few minutes, check it out at Q985online.com, or hit us up on the brand new Q98.5 mobile app. Kate Foster, we are so thrilled that you're doing great and keeping in touch with us here back in Rockford. And you're going to be able to make it home to Rockford sometime soon?
Oh, gosh, I don't know. Definitely in the summer, so I'll be there then, but who knows in between.
You got Super Bowls to worry about. What's Rockford, right?
Oh, man, no, I love Rockford.
Well, Kate, we are so glad you're doing great, and thank you for calling into the Q98.5 St. Jude Kids Radiothon, and you keep at it, girl, all right?
All right, thank you so much.